What's going on, everyone? This is Ryan McNulty from the Byte team. It is April 12th, 2014, and it is time for the weekly filler. So it has been an absolute crazy week in wrestling, and I'm here to bring you several of the top stories from this week. And we of course have to start off with the tragic story of the recent passing of the Ultimate Warrior. He had just been inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. He had literally was on Monday Night Raw, and then the next day passed away. Reports are that he suffered heart failure on the way to his car, so there's no sort of foul play involved, and it's just a tragic story. We saw the Hall of Fame, and you saw how much he cared for his family, and the best thing we can say is that he seemed like a genuinely happy person in his last days, and it was great that he was able to make peace with everyone in WWE before his passing. It was in his speech. If you listen to his speech on Raw, it was very eerie, and it's almost like he knew. And it was a very sad story. But what better way to go out than to bury the hatchet with all these people and spend time with your family? So rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. I wish his family the best. So now I'm going to switch gears about some backstage insight on the streak ending. So according to these reports, referee Chad Patton was actually even told that The Undertaker was winning the match. But all these referees are trained that if someone doesn't kick out, that you count to 3 and you ring the bell. So that was really good on his part, considering who he thought was going to win, and that he, without hesitation, was able to make that 3 count. They also go into detail that apparently right after the end of the match, Brock Lesnar actually whispered into Undertaker's ear and said thank you. So I thought that was a cool thing to hear about, because a lot of people think that Lesnar doesn't respect the business or anything like that, but I really think he does, and he wouldn't be here if he didn't. So some other details that apparently the only people that knew about this was Vince McMahon, Taker, Lesnar, Paul Heyman, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon, and this decision was finalized on March 31st, so just a couple of days before. And the finish of the match was not listed backstage, but that's not an unusual thing for WrestleMania. Some other details is that Vince McMahon figured it would be better to lose on your way out. He was assuming that this is Undertaker's last match, and he felt that that was the best decision. A lot of people thought that this was completely Undertaker's decision, but according to these reports, Vince McMahon was the one who made the call, and there was no hesitation from Undertaker. He didn't try to protest it, and he went along with it, being the professional that he is. So our final report is that Sting has apparently signed a deal with WWE. There's no final word on the details yet, but he is scheduled to appear on TV, just not right away. Sting is apparently was under the assumption that he was going to be working with The Undertaker, but obviously with the streak ending, and a lot of people thinking that was Undertaker's final match, that's very much up in the air. So what Sting's role is now completely in question. The deal does include television, like I said, but whether that's a regular character or just to build for one match at next year's WrestleMania, that isn't clear, but it is obvious that he's not going to be a full-time wrestler. So that's going to do it for this week's edition of The Filler. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment below if you have anything to say about these reports. Check out our podcast every week. We upload it on this channel. You can also find it on iTunes and Stitcher by searching Byte That. On behalf of myself, Keith, and Juan, I'll see you next week.